Welcome to our channel, where we explore the legends and untold stories of Japan's mysterious yokai, the supernatural beings, woven into the heart of Japanese folklore. Yokai are far more than creatures of fear. They were born from our ancestors' awe of nature, and from the subtle stirrings of the human heart, the crystallization of an ancient imagination, and a reflection of the Japanese soul itself. Within these stories lie the quiet thoughts and feelings of the people who shaped Japan's culture and traditions. By coming to know them, you too will come to know Japan more deeply than ever before. Now, let us begin today's journey into the world of yokai.
Yokai of Japan, Episode 3, Shuten-Doji, the Demon King. This is the Demon King who once made the imperial capital tremble. 6 meters tall, 5 horns rising from his head, crimson skin, hair like flame, eyes that burned with light, in his great hand, a sake cup brimming full. Deep within the mountains of Tanba, in his palace upon Mount Ooe, he reigned as the king of all demons. The middle of the Heian era, strange events were unfolding in the imperial capital, night after night. Noble young women of the court were vanishing. While the courtiers watched in helpless horror, each lady was lifted up into the night sky, drawn upward by a vast demon hand reaching down from above. Those who were taken never returned. In time, the number of vanished noble women rose into the dozens. The emperor commanded the great Onmyoji, the master of yin and yang. Abe no Seimei, to divine the cause of these abductions. And Seimei gave his answer. To the northwest of the capital, in the land of Tanba, upon a mountain called Mount Ooe, there dwells a demon, and this is his doing. At the very summit of Mount Ooe, a magnificent palace had been built. This was no mere demon's lair. Shuten-Doji had named himself king, gathered demons under his command, and built for himself a kingdom. Enthroned at the top of a great staircase, Shuten-Doji was vast. The demons crouched at the foot of the steps below him. Blue, green, yellow, purple, and others of his kind, were not even 1/3 his size. At his side stood his second in command, Ibaraki, Doji, and around them, his loyal retainers, Hoshikuma, Doji, Torakuma, Doji, Kinkuma, Doji. The captured noble women were brought to this hall, forced to pour sake into the demon's cups. And it is said that some of them became the demon king's own meal. The emperor, to destroy this demon, called upon the great hero of the age, Minamoto no Yorimitsu. Yorimitsu took with him the 4 generals known as the Shiteno, the 4 heavenly kings. Watanabe no Suna, Sakata no Kentoki, Yuzui no Sadamitsu, Urabi no Suatake, 5 men in all. Together they set out for Mount Ooe. They knew they could never win by attacking the demon's gate's head on. So they disguised themselves as Yamabushi, mountain ascetics, pretending to be lost wanderers seeking shelter, and they came to knock at the gate of Shuten-Doji's palace. Above the gate, towering over them, a demon gatekeeper looked down with suspicion. The wooden plaque overhead read, Mount Ooe. The lantern beside it bore the name, the House of Shuten-Doji. At Yorimitsu's belt hung a small gourd, filled with sacred sake granted to him by the gods, the Jinben Kadoku, Shuta the gods. This sake was sweet nectar, but to demons, it was poison itself. The demons, though they were uneasy, welcomed the strangers as honored guests into their banquet hall. In the midst of the feast, Yorimitsu poured the sacred sake into Shuten-Doji's cup, in secret, and the demon king, knowing nothing, drank it down to the last drop. And then, when Shuten-Doji had collapsed in drunken sleep, his true demon form revealed for all to see, Yorimitsu and his men struck the legendary blade, Doji-giri Yasutsuna, in Yorimitsu's hands. With one mighty stroke, it severed the demon king's head from his body. And yet the demon king did not die quietly. The severed head leapt into the air, and with an awful towering rage, it flew at Yorimitsu's helmet, and sank its fangs deep into the iron. A demon walks no crooked path. These, it is said, were the demon king's final words. Even a demon, he meant, holds to the path of honor. But you men, you defeated me by trickery in a cup of sake. Yorimitsu, however, had worn 2 iron helmets, one inside the other, and by this alone, his life was barely spared. The 4 heavenly kings, in turn, fought the lesser demons to their end. And so, at last, the demon kingdom of Mount Ooe was destroyed. Mount Ooe still stands today in modern Japan, in Kyoto Prefecture, north of the city of Fukuchiyama. deep within the rugged mountains that lead toward the Tango Peninsula. At the foot of the mountain stands a museum, called the Japan Oni Exchange Museum. It gathers and preserves every piece of demon lore in Japan, and the legendary blade, Doji-giri Yasutsuna, the very sword that severed the Demon King's head. This sword still exists. It is kept, even now, at the Tokyo National Museum, one of the Tenkagoken, the 5 greatest swords under heaven, and it is designated as a national treasure of Japan. Even after 1,000 years, around this blade, the spirit of Shuten-Doji may yet linger faintly. In the air, the Demon King who reigned in the darkness of the Heian era. His story is no mere legend. The mountain, the sword, both have crossed 1,000 years and remain in our world even now.
How did you find today's story? On this channel, we explore the legends and untold stories of Japan's ancient yokai, one by one, just as we did today. We hope you were able to feel the thoughts of those who came before us, hidden within these tales, and the subtle workings of the heart that lie behind Japan's culture and traditions. If you enjoyed today's story, please support us by subscribing, giving this video a like, and using the hype feature. It truly means a lot to us. Until next time, see you on our next journey.